Silence is not weakness. In fact, silence, when chosen wisely, is one of the most powerful tools we have at our disposal. In a world where everyone is shouting to be heard, where every disagreement demands a response, and every person wants their opinion known, there's a profound strength in restraint. Think about it. When was the last time you felt the urge to argue or defend yourself, only to realize that nothing productive would come from speaking? The truth is, many of us have been conditioned to believe that silence is a sign of submission, that it's the quiet ones who are passive or defeated. But this could not be further from the truth. Silence is a deliberate choice, a conscious act of control. In a heated moment, when the air is thick with tension and your heart is pounding, that is when silence becomes the most powerful. It's in those moments when your instinct is to react, to speak up, to defend your pride, but instead, you choose silence. This silence is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength, of wisdom, and of a deep understanding of your own value. You see, true power doesn't scream. It doesn't need to. The quiet person is the one who knows when to stay still, when to let things pass without getting tangled in the noise of the world. Silence is the ultimate tool of self-control, and when you learn to use it, you are no longer a slave to your emotions or your impulses. You are in control. There are moments in life when your ego will demand to be heard. Someone questions your worth, underestimates your abilities, or worse, attacks your character. The impulse is strong, to defend yourself, to prove that you're worthy, to fight back with words that will make the other person realize their mistake. But in this moment, silence holds a deeper power. When your ego screams for attention, the wise choice is often to remain silent. It's easy to become defensive when your pride is at stake, but true strength comes not from responding to every slight, but from knowing when not to react at all. Think of the great Stoics, like Epictetus, who taught that the key to peace is to ignore the opinions of others. If you let every insult or challenge stir your emotions, you allow those around you to control your peace. Instead, we choose silence. Not because we have nothing to say, but because we realize that our actions speak louder than words. Silence in the face of criticism is a declaration of confidence. You don't need to defend yourself because your worth is already established, not by what others say, but by what you do. Your silence shows that their words don't affect you. Your actions, your character, your integrity are the loudest voices in the room. So when the world criticizes you or tries to belittle you, remember, you don't need to shout to be heard. Just stand tall and let your silence do the talking. The truth is, it's much more powerful. There will be times in life when emotions threaten to take over. Anger, fear, frustration, all these powerful feelings will rise up in us. The temptation to speak in the heat of the moment can be overwhelming. It's easy to lash out, to let the words spill out before we've even had a chance to think. But as the Stoics taught us, that is precisely when silence becomes your greatest ally. When you're consumed by anger, the mind becomes clouded, and the words that come out are often harsh, unnecessary, or even destructive. Marcus Aurelius warned, "How much more grievous are the consequences of anger than the causes of it?" In other words, it's not the initial frustration that harms you, but the actions that follow when you don't control your temper. The power of silence here is in restraint. Rather than reacting impulsively, take a deep breath and step back. Sit with the anger, observe it, but don't let it dictate your actions. Silence gives you time to process, to understand your emotions, and to let the storm pass. The moment you're no longer ruled by your immediate feelings, you gain clarity and control over the situation. By practicing this silence, you show self-mastery. You don't need to scream, argue, or hurt others to prove your point. You don't need to add fuel to the fire. Instead, you hold your ground in peace, and once your emotions have settled, you can speak with wisdom and calmness. Remember, it's not about avoiding conflict, but about choosing to engage with it in a way that is deliberate and controlled. There will be times in life when you see the truth, when you understand something others are not yet ready to grasp. The instinct to share your knowledge, to correct someone's misunderstanding, can feel powerful. You may feel the urge to enlighten, to educate, or to save others from what you see as their folly. But the Stoic path teaches us that sometimes silence is not just wise, it is essential. Epictetus once said, "It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows." In other words, the truth, revealed too early, can be rejected. People must be ready to hear it, or it will only fall on deaf ears. By speaking before others are ready to listen, you risk wasting your words, only to be met with resistance or dismissal. This silence doesn't come from a place of arrogance or indifference, but from understanding. You don't push the truth onto others, you wait for them to seek it. It's not your job to force people to understand something they aren't ready for. Instead, you stand by your knowledge, quietly confident in what you know, until the time is right. Only when they ask, when they are open, will you share. By practicing silence in these moments, you maintain your peace and allow others to learn at their own pace. You don't impose your wisdom on them, but instead let them discover it themselves. This approach makes the truth more powerful when it is finally revealed, and it ensures that when you speak, your words are heard with respect and attention. There will come a time in life when you rise. You'll achieve your goals, surpass your limits, and leave behind those who doubted you. It's an exhilarating moment, and your first instinct might be to speak, to remind others of your journey, to prove your worth. But the Stoic philosophy teaches us a powerful truth: silence, not words, speaks volumes. Zeno, the founder of Stoicism, didn't teach through grand speeches or boastful displays of his success. Instead, he lived by example. His actions, his discipline, and his unshakable composure were his statements. The quieter your success, the louder it speaks. People see the results, they feel the weight of your achievements, and they cannot deny the power of your actions. Success announced by words becomes arrogance, but success revealed in silence is undeniable. It carries a weight that no amount of words can replicate. You don't need to shout from the rooftops. Your life, your discipline, and your quiet determination speak for themselves. People will recognize your strength through your silence, and they will respect you more for it. In these moments, resist the urge to speak about your success. Instead, let it be felt through your actions. Let the life you've built stand as the greatest testament to your abilities. Let others see your strength, not through your words, but through your unwavering presence and accomplishments. Your silence in these moments will be more powerful than any boastful speech. Learning is a lifelong journey, and wisdom doesn't come overnight. In the early stages of learning, there's a natural temptation to appear knowledgeable, to share what you've learned before fully understanding it. The Stoics understood that true wisdom is cultivated in silence, especially during the process of learning. In the pursuit of knowledge, there is great danger in speaking too soon. If you speak before you have truly understood, you risk sharing ignorance, and no one respects an opinion built on shallow understanding. As the Stoic philosopher Cleanthes wisely said, "Fools learn from experience, the wise learn from observation." The deeper your knowledge, the less you feel the need to broadcast it to the world. During the learning phase, silence is your ally. It's in these moments that you should listen, observe, and study. The quiet observer gains more than the one who constantly speaks. Every conversation, every lesson, every experience provides an opportunity to deepen your understanding. By withholding your words, you allow your thoughts and knowledge to take root more profoundly. Silence during the learning process is not an absence of thought but a form of preparation. It's like sharpening a blade before it strikes. Your words, once spoken, will carry more weight when they are backed by true understanding. So, during your period of learning, embrace the silence. Resist the urge to speak until your knowledge is fully formed, and your words will become a reflection of true wisdom. Success is not something you need to announce with words. True success speaks for itself, and the Stoics understood this concept deeply. When you achieve greatness, the urge to prove others wrong, to announce your victory, might be strong. You may feel tempted to remind people of their doubts, to show them the fruits of your labor. But silence is the true mark of success. Zeno, the founder of Stoicism, taught that the way to live is through quiet endurance, not through grand speeches or boastful displays. He showed the world that the most powerful way to lead is not by speaking loudly but by living well, by letting your actions and your life speak for you. The louder you speak about your success, the less likely it is to be respected. True success is not about seeking recognition or validation from others. It is about the silent strength that comes from knowing you've earned your place without needing to shout it from the rooftops. When you let your actions speak, you allow others to recognize your worth naturally. Success announced by words can often be seen as arrogance, but success expressed through silence becomes undeniable. When you've achieved something significant, resist the urge to boast. Instead, keep quiet and continue to focus on your path. Let your achievements and your character shine through. In the end, those who have truly mastered themselves know that silence in the face of success is the most powerful message they can send.